What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Boom! Welcome to a new episode of Swipe Up, where I share some of my favorite Instagram posts for over the past week. We got 5 videos for you that I'm excited to get into, so let's get into it. Starting off with the very first one from Banksy himself. Now, I have an issue with this. I don't know if you've seen this a few years ago. Seeker built a shredder into a painting and it shows, see how the angle of those knives? That doesn't make any sense how that would work. So he put apparently a shredder into one of his paintings in case it ever sold. It just sold at Sotheby's. And after it sold, somehow it was turned on, and then half of the painting went through it and was shredded. I think this is fake. I think this is planned, clearly. I think the people at Sotheby's knew it. I think the person that bought it knew it. It's just the way it came cut out and the way those X-Acto blades were facing just doesn't make any sense. And it only went halfway. Like, it's very, very curious how that goes. Very curious. Now this, Ricky Lindholm, comedian, actress, part of Garfunkel and Oates. This is showing 2 views of the same shot, a one shot, with the guy doing handheld, and just all the choreography that goes on in the background of this to make this scene play out smoothly. I'm assuming it's showing passage of time. You know, I saw part of this show, Jim Carrey's new show, but I haven't watched. It's kind of a weird show, so I didn't really get into it. But seeing this is just amazing. All the work that goes into producing this kind of a shot, and I always love seeing shots like this in movies. Which makes me. That's why The Revenant was so awesome for that alone. Yeah, very inspirational.
Well, Peter, life's a
Speaking
funny
of inspiration,
thing. It'll pass you by just like this train is passing by everybody. Except for this guy, the risk taker. Decides to jump on the train at 65 miles per hour. Although this guy almost gets fucking crunched. But you see, that's the thing about life. A lot of people just wait and don't jump on a moving train. But the thing is this, sometimes in this life, Peter, you gotta take risks. You gotta jump on that fucking train. Because the doors will close, and you'll end up like this fucking guy who is fucked. He misses the train, and now, most likely, he's caught under the tracks, and he's dead. So do not be one of those people that dies. And then here comes the rest of the people in life. But guess what? The guys who jumped, they're already on the fucking train, and they're sitting where they want, not next to the shitter.
Looking Bob Menery, amazing. He does like a lot of comedic posts for sports, but this one a little bit of inspiration. I always love to throw a bit of inspiration in there into these episodes of Swipe Up. There's a lot of inspirational people. He's not necessarily known for putting out inspirational content, more for comedic, play-by-play of sports and things, which I was going to load some of those on there. I had a bunch of videos from this guy for this week, but I chose this one because I felt it, kind of hits two important things, a little bit of comedy, but also a little bit of good advice and, inspiration. Jump on that train. It's amazing how fast that train is moving, by the way. Like, to have the balls to do that and not end up like that one guy that gets crushed, amazing. But before, I want to end on one more video from Michael Bisping, former welterweight fighter in the UFC, or middleweight, 185-pound. He reposted Neil deGrasse, Neil deGrasse account, which is a Neil deGrasse Tyson fan account. Kind of just, you know, reminding you how infinitesimal our existence is in the reality that we find ourselves. Kind of gives you a new perspective, a new kind of understanding for the world that we live in, that, you know, is vast on the planet that we live on, but when compared to the existence of time that the universe has been around, the existence of time this planet's been around, our existence is nothing. It is a flash, not even a flash. It's a fraction of a flash. But yeah, so let's watch this video from Michael Bisping while I give some shout outs. But I love this video so much. So shout out to Michael Bisping, always. Shout out to Neil deGrasse. Shout out to Bob Menery. Shout out to Ricky Lindholm. Shout out to Street Art Globe. And shout out to Banksy. Even though I think that shit is, I think there's some fuckery with that story, Banksy. I don't know if that's real, man. Those X-Acto blades were not facing a way that would be cutting your canvas. So I don't know about that video, but it's awesome. I like the sentiment. I like the idea of what he was doing, because it's a weird, the art world is a very weird thing that involves extremely wealthy people and how they feel art, how much they feel art is worth. So yeah, that's it for this episode of Swipe Up, everybody. Check out links to everybody, all the different Twitter accounts or Instagram accounts, that were featured on this episode. Hope you have a great day. If you want to go to my website, inspireddisorder.com, links are up at the top or at the bottom, depending on where you're watching this. But there are links in the description for this episode for everything. Have a great week, everybody. Peace out.